What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we talk about what was arguably the biggest news today. And I know this is a fairly late video, so I'm very sorry about this, but I wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. I just saw the news. I cannot believe I missed this, but New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu will not be running for re-election in 2024. That is right. What we thought was originally just a rumor by many people saying Sununu won't run for re-election. Well, that rumor turned into a fact. This is kind of stunning in my opinion. I mean, Sununu has not been there that long. He's only been there since, 2016? So, he's only going to serve for 8 years. And mind you, New Hampshire has unlimited term limits. But the way that Sununu bailed on us, and I made a video on this last month, it's just pathetic. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join the channel. This is the best way to support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And again, I'm sorry for this being later, just, it's probably going to be out, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry about that. I just saw the news. I don't know why I just saw it, but anyways, New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu announced Wednesday he is not seeking re-election in the 2024 gubernatorial race. You know, this is the thing about this guy. A couple years ago, everybody on Twitter and stuff, they loved him, including me. I thought he was a great governor. While not the most conservative guy, he was likable. He was somebody that, he's a bit more libertarian, but not in a cringe fashion like other libertarians are. Well, he just bailed. And the past 3 years, ever since 2020, has been a complete and total joke by Sununu. He's been atrocious as governor for the past couple of years. And mind you, this was with majorities in both chambers. Yeah, he had majorities in both chambers, and he's done diddly squat with it. Public service should not be a career, and the time is right for another Republican to lead our great state. He wrote an email and on Twitter. But here's my problem with this. You said just a couple of years ago, what was it, late 2021? You said, I gotta focus on being the governor of New Hampshire. That's why I can't run for the Senate seat. You're telling me that you spent 2 extra years as governor instead of going to the Senate. That's his philosophy. What? If you serve the entire 6 years, that's one thing. But to serve just 2 is beyond pathetic. And you start looking at it, Sununu single-handedly costed us the Senate. Or at least a 50-50 Senate. If he would have ran, he would have won. And not only that, he almost costed us the House. Look at what the shenanigans he pulled with redistricting. Instead of making a safe Republican seat, he decided to keep both districts as toss-ups, so his buddy could potentially win the second seat. Guess what? The guy didn't even make it past the primary. What are you freaking doing? You can't pass the Parental Bill of Rights? So what's the point of you? This isn't Massachusetts or Vermont. Yes, it's becoming more and more Democrat. But still, this is a fairly, it's leaning blue. But so is a state like Virginia. And look at Youngkin with just 1 chamber. He's been fairly conservative. Sununu, who has often criticized former President Trump, announced in June that he would not be running for president. What a shocker. He is currently serving his 4th consecutive term as governor. In New Hampshire, there are no term limits and governors are reelected every 2 years. So why did you not run for the Senate? This makes his move even more baffling. The gubernatorial race could be a top target for Democrats, especially considering Sununu's decision not to run again. President Joe Biden won the Granite State by 7 in 2020, but Sununu won re-election in 2022 by nearly 16. Yeah, so not only there's there's a triple whammy here. One, costed us a Senate seat, costed us a House seat, and now he potentially just costed us the governorship, the last bastion of hope for the GOP in the state. He may have just sunk it down the frickin' toilet. Even though Sununu's name will not be on the gubernatorial ballot in 2024, New Hampshire State Representative Tim McGough told NBC News he'll still be tremendously influential in our party, and his endorsement for candidates up and down the ballot is still probably the most coveted in New Hampshire. How did that look in 2022? Don Bolduc won in spite of being the anti-Sununu candidate. I'm not saying Bolduc was a good candidate. I've always supported Morse in that Senate race. But, guys, Sununu does not have the influence some of you think in the state of New Hampshire. He really doesn't. Yes, he's popular enough, but it's like, let's be real here. That didn't go so well in 2022. And all the elections he endorsed for the Senate, the House, they were all flops. The 2024 gubernatorial race in New Hampshire is already starting to take shape. Wasting no time, former state Senate President Chuck Morse, who lost the GOP Senate primary last year, announced he is running for governor, saying in a statement, now that Sununu decided not to run for re-election, I'm announcing that I am running for governor to build on those successes. Thank goodness we have somebody. I mean, Chuck Morse, he should have been the candidate last year in the Senate race. I always supported him. I got attacked by certain people for saying, no, we can't allow him. We have to go with Bolduc. It's like, no, go with Morse. Because the guy, he's actually pretty good on stuff like government reform, which was an issue I cared about. But now he is running for the governorship. Luckily, that's good. We're not going to get stuck, hopefully, with some bozo, rhino. Morse is fairly good on the issues, considering it is New Hampshire. And, of course, Kellyott, who is the former senator of the state, is going to probably run, which I'm not a big fan of. Just go with Chuck Morse, please. He's better on the issues, and in my opinion, he could win. Now, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, who chairs the Republicans Governors Association, said in a statement that the RGA is committed to ensure the Granite State continues to have leadership of a GOP governor who will prioritize health, safety, and the prosperity of the people in New Hampshire. Democrats are counting on a crowded and divisive GOP primary. The DGA executive director, Megan Meehan Draper, called Sununu's retirement a massive RGA recruitment failure that will kick off a nasty, extreme and expensive GOP primary for governor, pitting one MAGA extremist against another. I want to call Chuck Morse and Kellyott MAGA extremists. They're far from it. I mean, Morse is conservative enough, but Kellyott, who's a never-Trumper, it's going to be funny, but it still is sickening that this guy basically lied to the voters in New Hampshire. I'm not going to run for the Senate seat because I have a lot of work to do. He proceeds to bail 2 years later. So, can Republicans win this governorship? Yeah. I think New Hampshire's still more Republican down ballot, obviously. But my concern is that, or what happens when you lose? It's the last bastion of hope for the GOP in the state. If we lose in 2024, you ain't winning it back for a while. Unless you run like a Charlie Baker type. That's what New Hampshire's getting to at this point. Yeah, it's not as extreme, I understand that, but it's like, New Hampshire has been trending significantly Democrat for the past couple of years, and this is really it. The New Hampshire GOP, they have victories at the local level, but once the governorship goes, which has always been kind of the last thing standing between the Democrats taking over the state and not, well, let's just hope that Chuck Morse, or whoever the GOP is, preferably Morse, gets past the primary, hopefully not that divided primary, and the GOP has 5 brain cells to invest in this election. Because this will be a close election. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it is going to be fairly close. And could it be, a Democrat sweep? Maybe. But this is New Hampshire we're talking about. Down ballot, they still vote fairly Republican. Just up ballot, you don't want to look at the results. I mean, no Republicans winning the state of New Hampshire, barring something crazy happens at the presidential level. But hopefully at the governorship, we win because it's sadly our last hope. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.